this is Joan from the Wreath Creator, and I'm calling it Freaky Friday because I never know what I'm going to be working on. I have a lot of wreath supplies, just like a lot of you, and I've got to use it up. So I call it Freaky Friday because I am just grabbing something that I have in my stash. A long time ago, well, I've been collecting wreath supplies for a long time, and my husband's a sweetheart. But one day he said to me, "What are you going to do with all these wreath supplies? Are you going to do something with it?" So, oh my gosh, he never usually says anything, but it kind of hit me and said, yeah, you know, I got to really do something. So I figured there's a lot of people out there like me that has a lot of wreath supplies. And I want you to just grab what you have in your stash. And I want you to be able to make a wreath with it. Don't worry about this or that, a sign or a mesh. I just want you to grab some supplies, and you can come back next Friday, and I'll give you a time. I'll get a little bit more organized, and I want you to make a wreath with me. I want you to start using up whatever you have in your wreath stash. Okay? All right. So let's start out with, I grabbed a sign, and it's the Welcome to Our Hive sign. I have some Deco mesh, and I wanted to use this whole roll of Deco mesh, so I cut 18 pieces at 20 inches each. Then I just grabbed some wide ribbon. I've got a 2.5 inch that is has bees on it, nice bright yellow. And then I just grabbed some 1.5 inch solid black. And the problem is that I did not have a wreath frame to use. And I was determined to use what I had, like I said, freaky. And I decided to grab a pine needle wreath. And then I just grabbed some flowers. Sorry, I didn't have them right in front of me. And I just grabbed some flowers. They're sunflowers, and there's some white daisies in there. I mean, white daisies, yellow daisies in there. So I think I can get away with using this. And I'm not sure whether I'm going to cut it apart or whether I'm just going to use it like that. Okay? So let's get started. Like I said, I cut 18 pieces of each color, and I dovetailed them. And my Deco mesh was 18 pieces at 20 inches each. And just to show you what I was doing, let me bring this down. Here we go. Maybe that's a little too much. Usually a wreath frame has 18 twist ties on it, 10 on the bottom and 8 on the top ring. And I decided that, and I did this for myself, but actually to probably help you, I separated the top ring from the bottom ring ties. So that would give me a better idea of placing my Deco mesh, okay? Do you get it? And as you can see, I used the ruffle method, and then I just took 2 twist ties and I put that in there. So let me get a little bit more organized over here. And what I'm doing for myself is I just have a chip clip, and I am rolling this edge, the raw edge, about 3 times. And then I'm trying to hide that raw edge of the Deco mesh inside the roll. So that's why I'm doing that. So I usually just put a clip there. I'm not as good as I used to be, so I just put a clip there now. And then I just turn it this way. And can you see the way it's rolling up? The natural roll of how it is put on the roll of the mesh, how it's rolled up. Well, I'm going to roll that about 3 times. And then I'm just walking up the middle till I reach the other roll. And there you have it. You have a flat underside, and then you have the roll side. I want the roll side up, and I'm pinching it, and I'm going over to my frame, and I'm leaving some of the pine ties in between the Deco mesh, and I'm jumping, I don't know, 3 or 4 ties over. And then I'm just looking, I'm going to grab 2 of the ties. I'm going to press that down in there, and I'm just going to twist it. I just twist it twice. And I always twist it the same way. I'm right-handed, so I'm twisting it to the right. And why I do that is because if I have to untwist it, I have to I just want to twist it back to the left. I want to know that I can just twist it back to the left. Okay? And that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm rolling up this Deco mesh 3 times, throwing a clip on there, rolling this edge up 3 times, walking it up the middle, coming together, and there you go. Pinching it, jumping over here, leaving some ties, finding a couple of ties here. Putting it down on that bottom wire and just twisting it twice. I'm just going to go around that whole wreath 10 times. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sorry, I keep jumping out of the picture here. So, how is everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing well. Today is Friday, and I'm looking forward to the weekend. I don't know about anybody else. What kind of plans do you have for the weekend? I know I'm just jumping on here at the kind of the last minute, but I'm trying to get going with this Freaky Friday and be a little bit more organized so that we can meet every Friday. And if I have to change something, I'll let you know. Okay, so let's see what we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to space that out a little bit more. Actually, it looks kind of cool. I'm not too sure if there's anybody online right now, but, oh gosh, let me see if I can find if there's any comments. Does anybody have any questions on anything that I'm doing? Are there any wreath makers on here following me right now? Let's see if I can see any comments. I don't see any comments yet. I'm not sure what this is going to come out like. But like I said, I wanted something bright for my front door. I have a dark brown front door, so I think these colors will look really nice. This yellow sign, yellow ribbons. Let's see if I can get some comments here. What is the color of your front door? Anybody want to share anything? Like I said, I'm trying to leave some green showing here. Some of these ties. I've got one more to go on the bottom. Anybody's just jumping on right now, I just decided to do a Freaky Friday. And why it's freaky, it's because I never know what I'm going to grab out of my wreath stash. I want to use up some of my supplies, so I'm just grabbing a sign, some ribbon. What it looks like so far. What do you think? I think it's pretty cool. Just going to grab some more Deco mesh. Now let's see. I'm supposed to be putting 8 up at the top. That's going to be pretty close. Well, let's continue. Let's see, do I have any questions? So walking this right up the middle, pinching it in the middle, and we're just going to start somewhere. I'm going to grab a couple of tinsel ties. Go. What does everybody else's wreath stash look like? Come on, don't be shy. Nobody wants to admit what their wreath stash looks like. Crazy, huh? If it's anything like mine, oh my goodness. I'm not saying it's not organized. It's organized. I have all my wreaths in like bookcases. I have all my Deco mesh on bookcases. If you like, I can put in the notes or post something before next Friday so that you can get something ready to go and work on. And there we go. This is what it looks like so far. I left kind of a little opening here, right here, and I'll see if I'll be putting my sign there or working with the bows there. And it looks pretty nice and full. So next, let's grab our ribbons. Sorry about that. My grandson is doing something with the tractor out there. So let's take our 2.5 inch and our 1.5 inch. We're going to lay the 1.5 inch on top of the 2.5 inch. We're going to fold it in the middle, just to find the middle, and then we're going to pinch those together. We're going to go back and find what we tied our deco mesh on with. We're starting on the bottom row, and we're going to just twist those on, and then we're going to separate them. And it's going to be going out to the side here. And we're opening them up with a 1.5, 2.5, 1.5, 2.5. So then you can see all the ribbons. And we're just going to keep going all the way around. And if you have a hard time pinching it, you can put it down and do it that way. Find the next spot. I can grab it. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to kind of bring them up and separate them. That's what it looks like. I'm upstairs in my studio, and my grandson just added something to the lawnmower to pick up the grass. So he's trying it out in the backyard, in the parking lot in the backyard. That's why it's so much noise. I'm sorry about the noise in the background. It's not too bad. Are we having any comments? And as I'm going around, I'm separating those ribbons. And I'm bringing that bottom row out to the edge, so then when it's hanging on your door or your wall, those ribbons are coming out, not spreading out, but the side. All right, let's see if I can find the next one here. It's the one on top. I'm glad I don't have the windows open, and let me tell you, it's getting warm up here. I should have put my air conditioner on. How about everybody else? What does your wreath stash look like? Sounds like everyone's afraid to tell me. I don't know whether I'm just not seeing any comments or nobody is commenting. I usually dovetail all my ribbon ties also, ribbon tails. And, you know, it doesn't really take that much time to make a wreath. It's just, and if you don't have time on one day, you can do a little bit every day. I also kind of have this cute little wreath planner. I'll put it in the show notes or in the comments. Every day you can be doing something on your wreath, and by the end of the week you'll have your wreath done to put on the front door, or use it in your home decor, or sell it online. I think the worst part is getting your wreath supplies together. It depends on whether you are really worried about what goes with what. Yes, you want things to coordinate. But sometimes just use what you have. You can't tell me that, you know, you can't grab some things together and make a wreath. That's what it looks like so far. I did cut these, I think, at 13 inches. I could have probably cut these at 14 inches since I was putting it on this pine needle work frame. Folding it in half just to find the middle, and then pinching it in the middle. Did anybody start making fall wreaths yet? I haven't started working on that. I know if you're selling online, you have to start early, but I haven't done that yet. Okay. And this is what it looks like. The next thing we're going to be doing is adding our sign. I am using florist wire. Sometimes I use chenille stems or pipe cleaners. I have a jewelry punch, and I punched a hole in each corner, and right at the top. If I'm using pipe cleaners, I have to make more than one punch to open up that hole a little bit. But with the wire, you just have to do it one time. Put something down on here. And just twist that on. Not sure whether I'm putting this in the middle or whether I'm going to put it off to the side. We'll decide that. I don't know. My grandson had a half a day of school today, so he said he was going to come over and cut the lawn. I'll have to listen to this video after to see what it sounds like. All right. I have this spot over here. Let me see if I can decide where I want to put this. Whether I want to put it in the middle or off to the side. And my bow can go down here. I can bring some flowers out to the side. In the middle. I'm going to bring that wire down to the top of the top ring. And I don't want to push it down too far. I don't want it to get lost in there. I just want to kind of nestle that down in there. There. I think this is my least favorite thing to do, is getting the sign on. I'm going to be honest with you. How about you? Okay. Scratch up my sign. And I am going to wrap that around. It's not easy to find the wire in here. Here's the other one. Right at and I wrap that around a couple of times, and I twist it around the wire, the other part of the wire, and then I cut it off about an inch up. And then I twist it to the inside so nobody hurts themselves. that's what it looks like so far. I placed it in the middle, and I don't want to press it down way into the deco mesh so that it gets lost. But I want to bring it down in there a little bit so it looks like it's kind of just nestled in the deco mesh. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to work on the a bow. I do have some 4.5-inch ribbon that I could use on here, but I don't think I'm going to use it. I'm just going to use the 2 that I have. And I'm using my Easy Bow Maker, and I'm going to start with an 8-inch. I am going to start with an 8-inch. I wonder if I should have longer pieces. I'm going to make an 8-inch tail. I'm bringing it down in here, and I have to twist this because, as you know, you want the correct side of the ribbon showing. So that's why you have to twist it. So I am going to make a 6-inch bow loop. I'm going to bring that, measuring out 6 inches. I'm going to twist it right in the dowels again. I want that right side of the ribbon showing. I'm going out to 6 inches here. And I'm going to twist that. And I'm going to make one more 6-inch bow here. Twist that. And another bow loop on the other side. Just because I'm only using 2 ribbons. And then I'm bringing that out to 8 inches. And I'm going to cut that. And what I'm going to do now, well, this is what it looks like right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a tail to the bottom, a tail to the top, a bow loop to the bottom, a bow loop to the top, and the same for the other side. And that's what it looks like on your Easy Bow Maker. You can make a bow by hand if you'd like. Now black is very overpowering, so I'm going to make the top part of the bow a lot smaller. I'm going to bring those ribbon tails to 6 inches. I'm twisting that. And I'm going to bring this down to 4 inches. I'm going to twist that. I'm going to make that other side 4 inches. And then my last loop, because I'm using just these 2 colors and black on top, I'm going to make a smaller loop. So probably half the size of that lower loop, which will bring it to 2 inches. I don't have to twist that last one. And I'm going to go back out to the 6 inches. And this is what it looks like right now. Then we're going to bring a tail to the top, tail to the bottom, and we're going to leave that black loop right in the middle of the yellow ones. Can you see? And we're going to puff this one up when we take it off. Now, do I have any? I'm going to use some florist wire because I don't have any pipe cleaners, any dark green pipe cleaners to use. So I'm going to use this florist wire. I'm going to grab this. I have two fingers on both sides of the dowel. And then I have two fingers grabbing it in the back, and my thumb is holding it in the front. I'm going to take my florist wire. I'm just going to put it between my index finger and my next finger. I'm going to grasp that, and I'm going to pull the bow towards me and the florist wire away from me. And I'm just going to twist that wire a little bit for it to grab. And then I'm going to twist my bow, not my wire, but the bow, a few times. So now, I can pull these out. I can also dovetail my ribbon tails of the bow. I might cut these a little bit shorter once it's on the wreath. I'm not sure yet. I didn't want to make too big of a bow because I am adding some flowers. If you're using 3 or 4 ribbons, you can add those in. And it's just a cute little bow using the same ribbons. Let's bring this back in here. And I'm going to be placing that bow right beneath the sign. And I'm attaching it to the top ring. And I am twisting it in the back. I'm going to try to bring it away from the sign. And that's what it looks like so far. Now that I squished my bow, the next thing I'm going to do is, if I can find a pipe cleaner. I do have yellow pipe cleaners. I guess that's what I'm going to make my hanger with. To make my hanger, I just take a pipe cleaner. You can use wire, you can use some, I can't remember what they call this wire. This is a little bit heavier wire. It's very rustic and it's like covered with a paper. You can use that type of wire too for a hanger. But I'm going to use a pipe cleaner. I'm just going to fold it in half. And about halfway down, I'm just going to twist it a few times. And all it does is it looks like a little tribute ribbon. I wish I had dark green, but I don't. And I'm going to find the middle of my wreath. And I'm going to attach it in the back. The yellow goes up against the yellow Deco mesh, so that's not too bad. And I am going to bring the legs of that tribute ribbon and I'm going to wrap it around the stem of the loop. Get it better. And then I bring the other leg of that tribute ribbon and I go around to the opposite side and I twist that around. Always twisting those ends into your wreath so no one hurts themselves. And that's what that looks like. It looks pretty nice and neat on the back. Okay, let's see if I can get this up on here. Get a little bit better look on it. Just squished everything. Now I know you're saying there's a lot of black right there. And these pieces are flowers, sunflowers and daisies. And I'm going to see if I want this to come out like this, or whether I want to add this around. Let's see what I've got here. I've got a lot of greens. Strong enough to do that. Oh my gosh, I don't think I am. Okay, plan B. I'm going to take these apart. I have one little clump of flowers to use. I think I'm just going to use one. I'm cutting it apart now. Grab the other one. And I'm going to do the same. Clean it up a little bit. Cut off our tape. And I have two pieces here. Now, as you know, you can shape these any way you want. Add a little life into them. Move that stem around a little bit, make it a little squiggly. So I'm going to put one on this side.